What's up everyone, today we'll be taking a look at Abomasnow in the Upper Grey League. Abomasnow's monster in the current meta because there's so many Altaria, Lantern, Azumarill, Trevenant and Swampert around, which you just feast on, and besides that, it does have some hard weaknesses of course, in Fire, Registeel and Fighters mainly, but these aren't as common as they were in previous seasons, so it is really Abomasnow's time to shine. We're gonna head into these battles in a second, but first let me tell you about the team. I'm dealing with Swampert, because that can cover for Registeel and Fire, and it's neutral versus the fighting types Abomasnow struggles with. And then in the middle, I'm running Frostlass because 1, it's a great anti-fighter, and 2, it's an amazing pivot in this meta. Usually when I have a bad lead, I'll switch to Frostlass. Most of the time, they either have no answer, or it's like a Fire or Registeel, in which case I've lured it out, Abomasnow can avoid it and just sweep the rest of the line. Anyway, let's get into this first battle. We have a Walrein in the lead, which is not great for Swampert. Actually, it's better now that Icicle Spear takes more energy, but still, I kind of want to go into Frostlass, get shields down, and then hopefully I can like Earthquake later when the shields are down, because that matchup when 2 shields are up is still a bit bait dependent for Swampert. Don't going out bait dependent, so is this matchup, but luckily I shielded the correct move there. In comes a Trevenant right now. This isn't too good for Frostlass, but it's fine. I can get an Avalanche just with 1 shot, so I have to shield and even have to throw a move or I get to another Avalanche, which I do right here. This is fine for Abomasnow right now. I can just bring it in. Probably have to shield a move at this point because a Shadow Ball would do a ton of damage, but that's fine. I'm going to shield it up. Since I'm Shadow, this will do a ton of damage. Without Shadow, by the way, it's definitely what I would recommend. Without Shadow, the Weather Balls just don't really do as much as you would hope they would. So I would definitely recommend it, but regular would still work okay for sure. So if you don't have a Shadow, try out the regular, see if it's still okay. Anyway, Deoxys comes in. Not great for Abomasnow, but we get a shield there with the Weather Ball, which is just great. At this point, I can bring in Swampert, take his Psychic Boost instantly. I'm going to switch to Warren. They're 5 off the next Icicle Spear. So I CMP tie with him on the Earthquake. I don't think the Hydra would have knocked out. It would have put him like deep into the red, maybe like 1 or 2 HP. I don't think it would have knocked out. So I go for the Earthquake, take him out. At this point, the Deoxys kind of has to throw a Psychic Boost to take me out. Try to throw in the CMP here, but they don't even throw. Which is fine. I have to throw a Psychic Boost to knock me out, or I get to another Hydro Cannon here and take him out. And well, that's what ends up happening. The only win condition there was farming me down and then like double Psychic Boosting my Abomasnow, but it wasn't possible. So we take the win here. GG's. Talon Flame lead is absolutely amazing, and they switch in a Venusaur, which is just really, really good for Abomasnow. We're gonna go for the Weather Ball here. They're gonna have to shoot it up or get taken out, and they do shoot up since they can get to the Sludge Bomb here. There should be a Sludge. If they've thrown 1 Sludge, the next Sludge is 6 Vine Whips. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just a Frenzy, because the next one should be 6. I'm gonna no shield this. This is actually great because now that Talonflame, only gets 1 Incinerate. Honestly, it might have been better for them to not throw that. Though, on the other hand, look at how much a Weather Ball does. The next Weather Ball, if they would have not thrown a Frenzy, they would have definitely taken another Weather Ball, which would have put them deep into the red. So maybe wasn't that great of a play either. Anyway, I was expecting them to Brave Bird me right there, but they didn't. They were actually bringing their Swampert. I make sure to charge up to a Hydro Cannon before switching in my Frostlass here, as I know that Talonflame will have a bunch of energy after farming down my Frostlass. And I also know Swampert wins the CMP, so having a move loader there basically guarantees me the win. And actually, I have a Silver Shield as well, so even if I don't win CMP, it would have been. Get to this Hydro, this knocks out a Talon, and that's another good game. Next match, we face an Azumarill lead. This is interesting. Swampert is fine here, but ideally, of course, I want my Abomasnow on this. And I kind of want to save my Swampert for potential Alolan Marowak. So what I'm going to do here is I will take the first player off, then I throw another Earthquake. I'm going to throw the next on the CMP tie. And then afterwards, if they shield that up, I'm going to save my Swampert. I can even overload a bit of energy here because I'm throwing on their 11th bubble to CMP tie with them here. This will take them out. If they don't shield, which they don't, they bring in Altaria at this point, which of course I'm switching in Frostlass against. No point in staying in there, so I have 2 better answers to the Altaria. In comes Galarian, Stunfisk, and at this point the game is honestly over. They can Rock Slide my Frostlass all they want. I'm just gonna let it go. I might even reach 2 Avalanches before their second Rock Slide, which might even take a shield. Then I can take out the Stunfisk with my Swampert, and then Abomasnow just kind of sweeps the Altaria. So we're just gonna speed this up a little bit. They can go for another Rock Slide. Right here, take me out. They actually had to go for another Rock Slide because my Frost Slash would have reached another Avalanche. This is why I really love Frost Slash, because even against these Steel types like Stunfisk, Registeel, it has so much play, and people really underestimate how much play it has for those Steel types, which usually just puts you in an incredibly good spot. Anyway, Abomasnow versus Altaria, they know it's over, they concede the match, GG's. Metacham lead. This is kind of awkward, since Swampert isn't the best here. This is actually why I'm running regular Swampert, because regular Swampert is just better versus fighting types. When shields are up, you can easily take this Ice Punch. But I kind of want Frost Slash on this, of course. And they actually allow me to get that because they switched that into Lickitung. Now, here I make a choice, alright? A very common line with Metacham lead, Lickitung switch is either Bastiodon in the back, Stunfisk in the back, sometimes Registeel in the back, or Alola Ninetales in the back. Now, since they switched out of Metacham into Lickitung, I am not expecting it to be Bastiodon, G-Fisk, or Registeel. Because that'd be insane, especially Bastiodon. That'd be insane because they risk getting their Steel type aligned to my Swampert now. So because of that, I'm expecting them to have a better Swampert answer in the back. Like, I'm not even expecting Alola Ninetales in the back at this point because that'd be weird too. But that would definitely be a possibility. Alola Ninetales is definitely a possibility. But since I'm expecting them to have a better Swampert than Metacham in the back, I actually stay in with Swampert here. So I'm just gonna sacrifice it at this point, since I'm expecting my Ice types to do pretty well. Now I do shoot this up because I do want to shield down. If it is the Alola Ninetales in the back, getting a shield down is very important. So I farm up to 2 Hydras here, throw one. They actually shielded up, which is fine. Are they gonna shield the next one up? Honestly, if it is Alola Ninetales, I really hope they do. But they don't. Okay, they bring in Medi. I'm gonna bring in Frost, and then it's not gonna be a Bastiodon, right? It's not gonna be a Bastiodon. Is it? Is it? Is it? It's gonna... It is. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. If you lead Metacham into a Swampert, and you have Bastiodon in the back, you gotta stay in, right? You gotta stay in. But, you know, they didn't, and, well, I guess they mind gate me, so GG's. Another Azumarill lead. Again, I'm just gonna do the same thing. Throw an Earthquake. Good timing. They allow him to get to the play rough before, because I don't want to have bad timing. This is fine. Actually got a free mud shot because of that. And they even threw Ice Beam, which is even more fine. I bring in Medi at this point. Is super okay for Frost. This was only 7 counters, so it can't even be a Psychic, because Psychic is 8. I'm gonna go straight for the Shadow Ball. On the CMP here, on the CMP. This should knock out. This will knock out the Medi if they don't shield. So bye bye. In comes Stunfisk at this point. We've seen this before. This is super fine for Frost Slash. I'm throwing on 5 mud shots, hoping to CMP tie with them, but they don't throw very smart. But that causes them to overfarm, not expecting how much energy I had, and we get to another on the CMP tie this time, so this is huge. Taking so much health, we are now taking all their energy. They could potentially undercharge this, but don't. It's just fine, and they have a Zuber on the back, so I'm just gonna Earthquake this, honestly, hoping they let it go, and then we bring in the Abomasnow. Actually, I'm hoping they shield this, because an Energy Ball will do more, but they actually let it go. Then I'm gonna Hydro. Honestly, at this point, hoping they let it go. So now I can Powder Snow down with Abomasnow. They do let it go and bring in Abomasnow. They know it's over. They concede the match. GG's. Alright, Tentacruel lead. This is pretty good. They actually instant switch to Lantern, which is even better. I should be switching to Abomasnow here, but before I do that, I want to get some energy. I know to get to the Surf in 5, but I wasn't expecting them to throw immediately, so I didn't switch till 6, but that ends up being a mistake. So to get off the Surf, bring my Swampert a bit low, and now go for the Hydreigon and bait. I'm honestly not playing this optimally, but this works too, as I get the shield here, and I still have Hydreigon unloaded, so basically my plan worked out, just not as clean as I was hoping for. Now I bring in my Abomasnow. Finally, honestly, most of these games, Abomasnow has been in the back, and opponents were just top lefting once they saw the Abomasnow. But so we haven't seen it do too much work. Maybe I should have really put it in lead. Honestly, most Azumarills, Altarias, and Swamperts I faced were all in the lead. So maybe Abomasnow is more of a lead Pokemon, but still, here in the back is working super, super fine. So even though you might not always have the lead that matchups you want, it's still doing amazing. I get to an energy ball here versus this Tentacruel does a ton of damage. Then I'm gonna bring in my Swampert. I think there are 4 jabs and it's like 8 for a Scald. So I throw on the 8th one. Yeah, it's 8 for a Scald because Scald is 50 energy and 7 times 8. Wait. Yeah, oh, it's 7 energy. Yeah, 7 times 8 is 56. So, and then 7 times 7 is 49. So we're not there after. They're there after the 8th poison jab. So CMP. I Earthquake because a Hydro Cannon wouldn't knock out. And that caused him to no shield, thinking I would probably Hydro, but no, it was Earthquake, knocked him out. And now we have Tropius versus the Frostlass, and this is super fine. I don't know why they're still throwing. They lose this game. I'm just gonna go for the Avalanche, and yeah, you win. GG's. Nidoqueen is very good. This team just kind of destroys Nidoqueen. Well, Swampert and Frostlass do. Abomasnow doesn't, of course, because you still take super effective from the poison jabs and fangs. However, you do outpace. It's 10 for 2 poison fangs, and it's 9 for 2 weather balls. And a weather ball from Shadow Abomasnow with some powder snows knockout. So you do win that if you use 1 shield, and then Nidoqueen uses 1 shield too. So it's fine. Which is really nice in this meta because Nidoqueen is kind of common. I know shield this. Kind of a mistake, honestly. I was really expecting them to just body slam bait, but they don't. Kind of bad now because Sableye is very commonly in the back here. Go for the weather ball. Was kind of considering trying to catch a body slam here soon, but I also kind of need a weather ball to knock out. So just throw some extra powder stones. Unfortunately, we CMP tie there. I was really hoping they'd be like 1 lick off. But no, we actually CMP tie. If they were like 1 lick off, I would have switched to Frostlass, start to catch. That's not possible now. Actually, shield this up. Even though I know I'm not going to get to the Weather Ball versus the Queen, I really wanted to save my Abomasnow so I could potentially clear the debuff of my Frostlass later. Talk about debuff. They actually threw a Poison Fang into my Abomasnow, but I caught it on Frostlass. Honestly, them throwing that Poison Fang into my Abomasnow is kind of a weird move because they could have just farmed me down, but I guess it worked out for them because now my Frostlass is very, very low. I do have a shield though. There's not much I could take out, but if there's anything, it is this because I can survive the mud shots, just barely get to the Shadow Ball, and they should knock out the Shadow Swampert. Bye-bye, and then you farm down the Licky Tongue as well, right? With the Abomasnow. Finally, Abomasnow finishing off the game. GG's. Galarian, Stunfisk lead is extremely solid. What do they bring in? They bring in Pidgeot. I farm up. And then I switch to Frostlass. I farmed up enough for a Hydro, so I can have it stored for later. And I still get to the Avalanche before that move, so that was perfect. It should knock out the Pidgeot at this point, and it does. They probably bring in the Galarian Stunfisk again. I should be outside of range of Rock Slide still, so I'll be able to get to an Avalanche still as well. Or even yeah, I'm not going to reach 2 Avalanches, so I go for the Shadow Ball, because the Shadow Ball actually does more like roll damage than 1 Avalanche would, even though Avalanche is more energy efficient. So now I'm gonna count. I think I threw right before the Earthquake, if not on the Earthquake. I was counting Mutuals during the battle, but I haven't been really keeping track now. And it's Trevenant in the back. So this is looking really good for the Snowman. I go for the Hydro Cannon, hoping the no shield, so this is just a quicker death. But now, yeah, I just go for 2 Weather Balls, knock them out, and they know it's over. So they concede. Thank you very much, Snowman, for your work. This was the final battle. Hope you all enjoyed. Can definitely recommend the Snowman and this team, though I would also highly recommend you try out like a Snowman lead line. Something like Abomasnow, Lantern with a Sableye in the middle, for example, would work very well as well. Thank you very much, everyone. Good luck with Wild Trainers.